Good morning, tubers. How are you all doing? So this is my second time recording this because the first time it pissed up, which was not very good, which has really annoyed me. But this is Warhammer Times Vermintide. So this is a new game out, very similar to the game mechanics, how it's all set up and everything with Left 4 Dead 2. So any of those games, if you ever played any of those, you'll be right at home with this game here. So what this game is a co-op survival kind of game set in the Warhammer End Times period of the Warhammer story. What it is you can come on with 3 of your buddies, so 4 of you in total, select a map on the mission screen here, go off, do that, and then come back, get rewards for it and all the rest of it. So you, in your inventory, have the choice of becoming 5 different characters, one being the Witch Hunter, your Elfin Ranger, your Dwarf, your Bright Wizard, or your Empire Soldier. Now each of these guys have a multitude of different weapons available to them, so you can have anything from a hammer, swords, shields, axes, anything like that. Each guy will have 2 choices, I think it is, for melee, and then 2 choices for ranged as well. But everyone starts off with a default weapon in both areas. As you can see with my Dwarf Ranger, with a weapon I unlocked yesterday, all the items are broken down into the usual rarity, so you've got your green, blues, all the rest of it as well. These also have different skills and stuff on them as well, which you've got to keep an eye on, and they'll tell you exactly what they all do down here in the bottom in the traits. So in here is obviously the safe part of the game. This is your inn, this is where you run everything from. So not only do you have access to your inventory over there, you can also come over here, use the forge, and this can break items down, you can make stronger items, and you can also salvage items you're not going to be using, which actually I can salvage those because I've actually got 2 of those. So I'll salvage those, and then you can get little bits and bobs out of them, which you use then to strengthen or upgrade your weapons or all that kind of business. So what I'm going to do is I am going to jump straight into a mission now. I'm going to do the Horn of Magnus, which is one of the first ones that you play. Quite an easy one. What I would suggest doing in your first couple of levels is definitely rerunning the same map over and over again, just to build your levels up, start to accrue some decent gear as well, because all the later levels really do start testing your skill and really do start like getting difficult. We played a load yesterday, or I played a load yesterday with a few different people, and we got absolutely destroyed, just because I don't think our items were that good, to be honest, for the maps we were trying to play on. Everyone seemed to be skillful enough, everyone seemed to be doing exactly what they should have been doing, but we just kept getting absolutely destroyed. So this game is very challenging, especially in the later levels, so this is why I'm saying rerun stuff to make sure that you're picking things up and you're getting used to your character, and you're improving your ranged aim if you're a ranged character, or if you're a melee, then improving your melee skills. So how do you get new items? You get new items by completing a mission. Right at the end of the mission, I'm going to put a quick bit of footage in now whilst we're waiting for our last player. So this little bit of footage here shows exactly how you get a new item. What happens is you're given a dice at the end of a mission. Now, completing objectives or side objectives, or completing objectives whilst holding a tome, a few different other ways of doing it as well, will actually give you bonus dice at the end of a mission. The more dice you have, the better chance of you getting something decent. So as you can see on the side, they go up in rarity. So we got a green gun, which is the one I had on my dwarf just now. That one I won last night. I haven't actually used him yet because I don't use the dwarf at the minute. I'm just sticking with my elf at the minute. But that's how you actually start improving your items and everything. So the more games you play, the better chance you get of unlocking something decent, because obviously the more times you're getting to the end mission screen where you can actually use these dice, the more chance you're getting of unlocking something decent. Now, you do actually have to complete a mission. You can't jump into a mission, die, and then expect to be given a dice roll. You don't. You get a little bit of experience at the end if you die in a mission, if the whole team dies, but you do not get a chance to unlock an item, which is a bit of a nightmare really. If you get all the way through a mission and then die right at the end, it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but to be honest, I can't see it working any other way really. So that just makes sure that everyone's getting items they're actually contributing, and can't just jump into a game expecting to get an item. But actually, really enjoying my game so far. Really enjoying this game. It's absolutely incredibly fun actually. For the amount of money I put into this, I only spent £13 on this day before it released. If you are looking at picking it up, it's currently £22.99 on Steam, or it is on for cheaper on websites like cdkeys.com, g2a.com, greenmangaming.com. I'm not paid by any of those guys, but just from personal experience, I've never had a bad experience with any of them, I promise you. So no matter what you've heard about people or those different websites, I've never had a bad experience, and that is literally where I buy all of my games from. So if you are looking at picking this up, go check out those websites before you do Steam, because they're all a little bit cheaper, and obviously we all want to save a bit of money. So I think we're just about to go into a game now, because we've actually just found our last player. So I will catch up with you in just a second. So here we are in the game. As you can see, it's not a bad looking game at all. Now I've put my field of view right up to, I think it's 120, 130, because it does start by default on 65, and my god does that make you feel ill. It makes you feel so ill. So I've put my field of view straight up, so there is a field of view slider, so if you don't like your field of view when you get into the game, you can do something about it. Some games don't let you, which is a bit of a nightmare really, but it does in this game, which is good, because the default is fucking awful. So this is actually on low settings for recording purposes, but as you can see, it is not a bad looking game at all. If you have played any of the Left 4 Deads before, you'll obviously begin to see now the similarities between them. They are very similar in the way they play, but to be honest, Left 4 Dead was a greatly made game. It worked really well, so I don't blame them at all for going down that way. Fucking rats. So as you can see, the major enemies in this are rats, or Skaven they're called, and they're just horrible, nasty little rat men creatures, which obviously want to chop you up and take you home for a little bit of stew. They're not very nice at all, so if you see any, kill them dead. There's also special enemies, so you get things like rat gunners, rat gas, like specialists, which drop gas, rat ogres, which are like tanks in Left 4 Dead, so the big bastards that all of you are going to have to try and take down. There's loads of different ones, so it keeps it game fresh and everything, so you're not just constantly killing the same thing over and over again. Also, all the spawns for the Skaven are dynamic, so if you play a map over and over again, they're always going to be different spawns. So you may have an ogre spawn on you right at the start, you may have it right at the end, you may not have it at all, which does keep the game a little bit fresh, so you don't know exactly what's coming up, what you're expecting to be facing. That was not nice. So it always keeps you on your toes a little bit, which is really good actually. It does make the game pretty fun. Okay, so my game has just fucked up, and I'm not sure why, but what I'm going to do is just put this now commentary over footage that I did record last night, which is of a different level actually, so it does give you a glimpse into something different. But like I was saying, There's loads of different kinds of enemies. They're all procedurally and dynamically spawned in each map, so it does keep the maps fresh for you. So if you do play a map over and over again, all the spawns are going to be different, which is good and keeps the game fresh. But actually, really good fun. I can see this game being really good fun if you've got 3 buddies with you as well, and you're all voice chatting and you can kind of talk to each other. It's really good fun. That would be awesome. Unfortunately, I haven't got any buddies to play it with, but never mind, eh? So that's really all I can tell you at the minute about Warhammer End Times Vermintide. What I am going to do though is I'm going to be looking at making a few different guides into each of the characters, how best to loot up, gear up and all the rest of it. So if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, if you could subscribe, that would be fan-dubitastic of you, and I will love you forever. Share this video out to whoever you want to, so your brother, your sister, your mum, your dad, your grandmother, boyfriend, whatever. Just share it out there, get this video out. That would be great of you. But I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Thank you for joining me as always, and as always I will see you in the next one.